Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to our first episode of the next arc. But as far as I know, this is the final arc in this game. Even with the new expansion coming down, I don't know. Well, with the new expansion, they'll probably add a whole nother section. Because right now we're still in the New Frontiers arc and in the first episode, which is called Echoes of Light. Let us begin. Yay! We get to meet the Lucari for the first time. Well, second time actually, because you meet him once in the Future Proof arc. And then you meet him again in New Frontiers. Let's begin. Oh, of course, he's not going to read to me. I have to read for him. The Lucari people have recently completed work on a warp-capable exploration starship, and they are eager to put it to use. The Romulan Republic is, as always, pleased at the opportunity for beneficial relations, and we have decided to assist the Lucari in joining the galactic community. Lucari intend to explore space at the edge of the known Alpha Quadrant. By sending a Republic ship to aid them, we can share invaluable discoveries and help them to ensure goodwill between our people, offer protection and advice, and be sure to represent the best the Republic has to offer. Alright, let's begin. But I think I probably played this episode through before, probably. That's probably why. I swore there was audio for that. Guess we'll find out. How much more is messed up? No, Melody. Darn cat wants to get on screen. Seriously, Melanie? Oh, because Sasha took your spot? Is that why you moved? Alright, we've arrived in the Lucari system, Admiral. I'm reading their starship in a standard orbit there. I'm picking up some comm traffic. It sounds like Captain Kumarki is in the middle of a discussion with a Ferengi, Dai'Mon. Helm, take us to the Lucari ship. That's a little close. Of course, none of the audio is working. Oh, it's Madron again. I remember him from a while back. He was on that mining planet that you go to when you're doing the whole part of some of the Romulan missions. What? I thought I'd seen the last of you. That is to say, we meet again, Admiral. Oh, that is Dai'Mon Madron. Fortunately for you, our business is with the Lucari today. Oh, come now. I'm sure we can reach an agreement that is to everyone's liking. I am prepared to offer you an exclusive, once-in-a-lifetime investment opportunity. Farrell, cut the channel. Hello, Lucari. Oh, what the heck? Where's all the game audio? Thank you. That insistent Ferengi has been trying to make new trade deals with us since he first visited our system. Everything he tries to sell is either broken or worthless. No problem. You look well, Captain. Thank you, Admiral. It is good to see you again, and under much better circumstances. You'll be happy to know that our star remains stable. We've not seen any Tholian ships since the incident, thankfully. The decision to explore was somewhat controversial, however, many Lucari were resistant to the notion. We settled this moon long ago after we were forced to leave our dying homeworld of Kentar. It was a difficult journey for us. Once we found our new home, no one was very excited about space travel. Of course. Still, the exploration initiative passed. Considering my experiences, my people have chosen me to command the LSS Concordium. It was an honor I proudly accepted. Our ship is ready when you are. Let's proceed to our destination. For our maiden voyage, I have chosen a star that is close enough to be within reach, but still just outside the area of space that you've explored, and obviously one that we haven't visited yet according to your star charts. It is a yellow-white star called 20 Draconis. Navigation, prepare a course. Okay, the audio from... There's supposed to be audio over that. I don't know why that's not on there. This is over, believe me. Next... Oh, I couldn't read that quick enough. That's not even the new Lucari ship that they're using. I guess I don't get it yet. It's not commissioned until the next time we meet. I'm guessing that's probably the one that you get when you complete the stuff on the colony starbase addition. We've arrived on the outskirts of the system. There's a large field of rocky debris and asteroids. We're picking up various metals and crystalline formations. Should we approach one of the larger asteroids and take some more readings? Yes. We'll head to one of the larger asteroids and scan it. This sucks not having her actual audio, because I know she has some. I just don't know why it's not giving it to me. Readings coming in now. Large quantities of silicate, hematite, cadmium, iridium, crystalline structures appear to be the result of deposits created under a heavy impact. Perhaps this asteroid was part of a larger one that broke up in a collision. Heading deeper into the field may yield more clues. Agreed. Let's head deeper into the asteroid field. I'm going right through the darn thing. And we're going to run into some Kelki. Or Gelki. Sensors are picking up some movement on the far side of the asteroid, not simple cosmozones. They're beautiful. Do you have any information about them, Admiral? They are called Gelki. We're sending you data files on them now. Intriguing. The Gelki communicate using radio waves and feed on dust particles and energy emissions. And it seems an adjustment of our EM band is in order. I don't like the idea of Concordium becoming a Gelki food source. We're adjusting our own EM bands down to 0.002 cycles as well. We've adjusted our power systems. I'd like to gather more data on the Gelki before we move on. Any suggestions? We could tag them with subspace data transmitters. An excellent idea, Admiral. We'll be able to track their movements and learn more about their migratory patterns and feeding habits. We'll need to get close in order to attach the tags safely. Agreed. Get close to the Gelki and attach the tags with minimal force. This is the fun part. I'm trying to get close enough. Oh, these are the easier ones. Data's coming in from the Gelki, Admiral. I'd like to expand the number of tagged subjects to optimize data collection. Let's get close enough to slip in with the pod and join them in their swimming. Right, we'll fly to a Gelki pod and join them as they swim through space. Space whale song. What the heck? When I click on him, it does something weird to my screen. Hopefully whatever they're updating tomorrow is going to fix that. It's weird because I just click on it and all of a sudden I've got a big old bright I gotta get closer. I'm not quite close enough. Oh, too close. I gotta maintain close proximity to him in order to gather the information that she needs. I can't read what she's saying. It goes too quickly. I'm not fast enough to read it. Dropped out of range. Gosh darn it. I can't turn and maneuver like they can. Gosh darn it. I'm not a pilot ship. I can't maneuver like they can. Come on, get the last bit. There we go. That was incredible. What a singular experience. We've spotted a large group of them in an area not too far from here. This looks like a feeding ground for several Gelky pods. Let's go have a look. Very well. Elm, take us to the Gelky feeding grounds. There are signs that several Gelky pods frequent this area. There's a lot of dust and particulate matter, but we can't see how the asteroids are getting broken down. I think there's something we're not seeing on the visible spectrum. Your ship has a stronger deflector than ours. Can you emit a particle wave? We could use that to illuminate things that might happen in different spectra. We can emit a multi-spectrum particle wave. Oh, there's some kind of subspace shearing here. It's causing cosmic strings to snap off and break up the asteroids. That must be why the Gelky feed here. There's plenty of particulate matter for them to consume in the debris fields. I think we've collected some solid data here, Admiral. We're ready to move on when you are. Let's see what lies ahead then. Warp to next area. Well, the Gelky actually come from fluidic space, from the other little patrol mission that you do. They come from fluidic space like the Undine do. Sensors are reading a swarm of comets passing by this stellar body. They look to have an orbital period of about 173 of your standard years. I'd like to know if they came from outside the system and were caught in its gravity, or if they originated here. Shall we take some scans? That's a good way to begin. Comet is mostly ice and dust. There are indications that cometary matter formed around a magnetic core. The other comets may be more interesting. Let's move to the other comets and study them closely. Agreed. Let's check out the remaining comets. Lithium minigame, of course. Yeah, this episode's probably not the most interesting episode to go on, at least at the beginning of it anyways. Core samples show signs of magnetic radioactive matter. This comet may have seen some interesting particle fields in its wanderings. The magnetic core must help to draw in material that forms the corona. Okay, I already did that one. Let's go to the next one. Ah, I'm stuck. It was like I was magnetized to it or something. That's what it looked like. The radiation game, yay! All the mini games in the game in one mission. Holding the comet let us get some detailed readings about its emissions. Based on the structure of its silicate crystals, it's been in a pattern. It picks up energy from its trip near the star and then loses that energy as it loops past the planets. It's like ice melting and refreezing, but it seems to lose a large quantity of energy all at once near here. I'm not sure why. The radioactivity should be steady. Perhaps something is draining the energy. Let's keep looking. This comet seems to have a long orbit that coincides with the orbit of a Class A planet nearby. I'd like to launch a probe and see if the cometary movements have had any impact on the planet. Agreed. Let's launch a probe and collect some more detailed readings. See, I'm not exactly sure what a Class A is. Probe data received. The planet is radiating a considerable amount of heat for its size. Nothing our shields can't handle. But I don't see any expeditions to its surface happening anytime soon. Curious. I'm picking up several large moving sources of energy. Sensors indicate they're a life form of some kind. A cosmosome, but not the Gelki. I'd like to study them if we can. Let's go take a closer look at all those life forms. The space jellies. The planet is geothermal in nature. Its surface is partially molten. The perfect place for those things. No life forms detected planet side. Then again, it's rather warm down there. Of course it is. The perfect place for the space jellies. There they are. Magnificent, aren't they? Yeah, Picard encountered one about 50 years ago on a place called Farpoint. What are they calling it? They're calling it a Farpoint Sindarian? Huh. These creatures are luminescent ovoids. I'm not sure how to describe them. They remind me of an aquatic life form native to Lucari Prime. There are little ones huddling close to the planet's atmosphere. They must use the heat and the planet's electrical discharges to survive. They're a type of Snydarian. We're sending you files now. Interesting. These life forms were encountered by the USS Enterprise on Deneb 4, someplace called Farpoint Station. They haven't been seen anywhere else since. We shouldn't harm them or their young. Let's transmit a greeting, then be on our way. Right. We'll move close to transmit a greeting to the Cosmozone. Well, Riker encountered them in one of their books. I can't remember which one it was called. But they're being hunted by a species somewhere in the unexplored areas of the Beta Quadrant, and they used them as ships. The color display must be a form of communication. I didn't realize that life form could exist in this fashion, living off the heat of planets, feeding on the particles in space, absorbing radiation from the cosmos. There's so much to see. Let's head to the next planet in the system and see what's there. Are you seeing this, Admiral? My sensors indicate this planet is completely devoid of any organic material, and yet it has a breathable atmosphere and lies well within this system's habitable zone. Most curious. Agreed. I think a closer look is in order, Captain. Well, if there's no microbes or anything, how the heck is there still oxygen on the planet? I'm picking up residual levels of radiation. Oh my, Admiral, I believe I know what happened to this world. Some kind of protomatter wave happened here. Protomatter? But that's dangerously unstable. Not if you know how to resolve the chaotic turbulence within a Taraffin reduction. This is a recent event. Some kind of protomatter incident happened, and it wiped out all life on the planet. I think we should send an away team down to learn more. Agreed. We'll beam down to see what's happening. Yeah, I'll take those. No, I'll take one of my other. I'll take Satra. She needs to get out more. She spent too much time on the ship lately. And I'll take my Kobali. Oh, I'm not sure I'll ever get used to transporters. Let's see. Initial scans suggest this area used to be inhabited, but I can't find a single trace of organic matter. None. I see some carvings on those canyon walls. Let's take a look. The pillar near the canyon wall looks interesting as well. Oops. Did I not? Sorry. Pressed the wrong button. Oop. Gonna get some materials. I know I really don't need to, but I'm getting them anyways. Some of these are a little more rarer than others. If this planet is devoid of organic material, how in the heck is it able to still provide oxygen unless it's some silicate life form that does it? That was a Dai'Mon. Alright, let's take a look. The walls of the canyon were worked by tools, I'm sure of it. Sentient life forms lived here, Admiral, until the protomatter detonation. This pillar here, it seems to be a sign pointing into that canyon. Perhaps the pathway there leads to a settlement of some kind. I'm reading metallic objects there as well. We shall take a look. Yes, let's follow the path through the canyon. Look, there's some kind of large structure further down the canyon. God, I really wish her audio wasn't out. I don't know why some of the missions that are on the same missions I have on the PC, the audio is there, but then console version, it's missing the audio. Look at the size of that plaza. These people must have quite a developed culture. Let's take some readings up there. Examine Central Plaza. This looks like a town square or ceremonial center of some kind. I see murals on the far side of the square, over by that arch. I'd like to examine them. They might tell us more about this place. Agreed, let's examine the nearby murals. These murals depict some bringing some objects to this place. Crystals or gems, I believe. They built their settlements around this site. I believe it was a place of great significance to them. The next mural may hold more clues for us. Let's have a look. I'll examine the murals. This mural depicts the construction of a large structure. I suspect it was a temple or a place of contemplation for the people. The crystals were revered by the locals, perhaps even worshipped by them. We'd better have a look at the next mural, don't you think? Alright, next one. The crystals depicted in the mural appear to be growing for some reason. I wonder if this is a symbolic or literal representation of events. Perhaps the structure needs to be modified to hold the volume of crystals they collected over the years. The crystals may have grown through natural means as well. Quite an enigma we found here, Admiral. I suspect there's more to be found inside. Getting there will be a challenge, however. According to my scans, these pillars are connected to some kind of massive mechanical structure, probably the peak of technology for these people. I believe it's some kind of opening mechanism for the structure's door. We can open it by deploying some kind of device or using our tricorders. We could probably force it open, but that could damage the structure. Too much force could even collapse it entirely. I suggest we create a holographic forensic reconstruction. A holographic reconstruction of local life? Yes. It would be based on the analysis of things like footprints, wear patterns, and local construction. We can learn what the people did here, how they went about their lives, and how they made the device work. We'd be watching a replay of history, roughly speaking. Let's start by gathering information from the relics left over traces of the people who once lived here. Let's look for old tools, footprints, anything that could tell us about them. See, in a way, some of that writing kind of looks like almost like an Arabic, a form of Arabic, but I know Arabic doesn't quite look like that. Actually, I don't know, it might even be closer to, I don't know what language would be closer to that than Arabic. I mean, it kind of looks like I've seen that type of language somewhere before. These artifacts were used with opposable thumbs, indicate likely a hand span of 22 centimeters. Okay. You figured out how big their hands were by just scanning a piece of material? Of course. The wear patterns here show the people leaned against here frequently. Couldn't read it fast enough because I got interrupted by an email message. And we got some footprints. Sure those aren't our footprints? Based on these footprints, these people had a stride and the pace of them about 1.6 meters on average. Strange, these relics should be covered with dust and sand worn away by time and wind, but they're all uncovered. No organic matter left, and everything left behind in its place, frozen in time like these people died recently? Yes, the evidence seems clear. The protomatter detonation happened only weeks, perhaps even days ago. We're going to need to make an accurate simulation to continue our studies here. I suggest using modified pattern enhancers to do this. Agreed. We'll set up modified pattern enhancers in the plaza. So I'm just curious what they're going to do for the consoles for the Founders Day, I guess. Oh, First Contact Day. Yeah, that's what it's called. Because First Contact Day starts up tomorrow on the PC, and I guess they're updating it on the console too. Not sure if it's going to be the same as it was. Well, the PC one was different for last year. But I think they're doing the same thing again this year, where you get to go build a rocket ship or something. Alright, enhancers placed. All enhancers online, standing by. Alright, the enhancer should give us pretty good image range. Your tricorder can then act as the center of the network control for the enhancers. I could tie my data to your tricorder whenever you're ready. Get a little closer to the center of the square so we can see what happens. Alright, let's get closer to the plaza center so we can begin. Okay, let's watch this. Let's watch the guy, because there's one guy we gotta watch. He's the only guy we gotta pay attention to. Something about rotating. Oh, they're not even gonna show us. They're not even gonna show us him rotating the panels. So really, we really don't even have to watch all this. The pattern is basically already on there. We just have to match up the pictures in the proper sequence. So first, second, third, fourth. And then the door opens. Looks like some kind of functionaries, priests or bureaucrats, I think, would unlock the door by turning murals on the pillars. The top mural on each pillar seems to be locked in place for reference. We should follow the order they use the pillar on the pillar murals. If we can turn them correctly, I believe we will unlock the door. Turn the murals on the pillars in the proper order to unlock the door. Got it. Alright, first one. Rotate middle. Rotate lower. Rotate lower. One. Okay. Rotate middle. Rotate bottom. Third one. Of course, it's going to turn the opposite direction that the middle one did. last but not least. That's it. It's working. Well done, Admiral. Shall we see what secrets this building holds? I think I see another mural inside the doorway. We should take a look at it. Alright, well let's go take a look. I already know what it is, but the game characters don't. Am I seeing things, Admiral? That icon, it is the symbol of Starfleet. How could it be here, in an alien temple far from the Federation? This is getting stranger by the minute. We should search the temple for more murals. Indeed. Alright. Oh, yeah. What do we got here? Examine. Those people in the picture, they don't look like the others. They're from Starfleet, but Starfleet of the 23rd century. Could it be? Could Starfleet have established contact with these people in the 23rd century? And if so, why would they keep it a secret? We should head deeper into the temple and continue our search. Affirmative. Okay, there's that. Okay, so it's the same panel on that side. I just wanted to see what was on the other side. So, well, I haven't got that far in the game, but for those people who have, I guess these are supposed to be that new aliens that we're gonna deal with in the next season. What is all of this? I think they look like crystals to us, but later on in the game we'll find out what they really are. Scan for clues. According to my tricorder, we've reached ground zero, Admiral. This is where someone detonated the protomatter bomb. From here, a self-propagating cascade of proto-energy radiated outward in all directions, washing over the entire planet. This could have been a failed terraforming project. Probably not. Doubtful. I believe what did this was built specifically as a weapon. There is no new ecosystem. All life was eliminated. I'm picking up a residual energy signatures here. Take a look. 16 centimeter wavelengths with a slight kaon leak. I've seen this before, Admiral. It's the byproduct of Zenkethi technology. Zenkethi? Here? Sir, we found a derelict space station in orbit around this planet. It's unpowered and covered in decades of dust, which made it hard to pinpoint in the asteroid ring. Unfortunately, we aren't the only ones to find it. Several starships have arrived in the system, and they're laying claim to the station. What should we do? Give me a site-to-site transport directly to the station. Keep the Lucari ship protected. Yeah, for those of you who played the 23rd century characters, this is what happened to that station that you run into that disappears on you. We're on one of the old K-series Federation deep space stations, but how did it get out here? What happened to it? There's a placard over here on the wall. Let's see if there's anything recognizable. Oh, I'm already by the placard. Examine placard. It says Deep Space K-13? Admiral? That station was lost in time over 100 years ago. Lost in time and space. K-13 was in the Beta Quadrant before. You are trespassing, Admiral. Oh, hello, you. I am claiming the station as salvage, along with everything in it. A little piece of history like this would be quite the vacation site. Experience life on the final frontier at Madron's K-13. But I digress. Unless you're here to discuss leasing opportunities, I suggest you beam off of my station. It's not your station yet. I think I'll take a look around. Careful, Admiral. This old beauty needs some serious repairs. It'd be a shame if something happened to you, or the active stasis pods my men found on board. Then I'd see to it nothing like that happens, Dai'Mon. Hekant out. So I can't go that way because there's a security wall. It managed to activate some of the security fields. Yes, I can see that. But normally you wouldn't be able to see force fields. But I guess they're not. Well, I guess on the on like the shuttle base you probably could, but you shouldn't be able to see these. Like in any Star Trek shows, you never actually see them unless you touch them. Nausicaans. Fun. Yeah, because I guess the rewards on this are Nausicaan weapons. Alright, let's read the supplemental logs. Hopefully these have audio. If not, I'm going to have to read everything. Of course. Chief Engineer's log, March 18th, 1570. Wow. Had a discussion this morning with security about our Klingon prisoners in the brig. We can't just leave them locked up or execute them or exile them on the planet below. Setting them free isn't a popular notion either. We're still looking for options, but I think the stasis pods we have in medical will come in handy for real soon. So I know there's a bunch of accolades in here too, so I'm going to try to get everything. Admiral, the technology is ancient, but surprisingly functional. At least at a rudimentary level. They built things to last in the 23rd century. Yes, they did, I guess. The Nausicaans managed to get partial power online, but they did it in a hurry. It could go down at any moment. In the meantime, I've managed to drop those security fields. We can access other parts of the station now. Anything else in the computer? There's some log files in the computer as well. Most of them are garbled, but I believe I can restore the last entry. Let's hear it. Chief Engineer's log supplemental. By my account, we've been hurled back in time to the 16th century. To make matters worse, we're a very long way from the Deneva system. None of our shuttles are warp capable, and even if we could get to Earth, we'd be in the wrong time. In short, we're stuck. There's nothing to do now but wait and try to conjure up a way to get back to the right time. This computer's lost the ability to link into the main computer, but with the security fields down, we can get into the other lab. From there, we may be able to get into the main computer and lock the Nausicaans out. That will keep them from bringing the fields back online or using the station to stop us. Let's see what we can find. So that's not. Sorry, I'm just gonna look because I haven't really. This is probably maybe the third time I've done this mission. But now we can. Yeah, it's not gonna let. I don't think it's not gonna let us go to that center part yet. I mean, I can try, but it's not gonna let us go through this door. It's locked from the inside. Looks like the door is locked. We'll have to find another way to bypass that. Yes, I figured as much. don't know why that gun decides to shoot off automatically sometimes. Okay, so there's the other door, so we can't go through that door either. So basically we're just going around to this room on the other side. Ow, jeez. Okay, can somebody help me, please? Anybody? It's like they're stuck. Can't come into the room for some reason. Let's start us all the way back here. Okay, so let me check. So, okay, examine this computer. Locking out Nausicaans from the main computer. Another log entry. Chief Engineer log, April 17th, 1570. Today we visited the planet we're calling Draconis 3 to collect supplies. The good news, there's a humanoid civilization down there. The bad news, a potential Prime Directive violation. Our landing party was seen beaming in by some of the locals. We're hoping that doesn't impact their culture in any way. It did. It definitely did. One thing for sure, they can't help us go home. Their tech level is Bronze Age at best. Admiral, the station's so old and badly damaged that most of the security systems don't work anymore. However, if we can take over the central hub, we can lock it down and keep the Nausicaans from bringing anyone else over. Acknowledge. Let's secure the central hub of the station. After I check some more logs and the stasis chambers. Chief Engineer's log, August 6, 1570. The warp booster sled project is officially a bust. When we tried to spin up the coils, we couldn't get a stable warp field. Yashivi and Arlington managed to shut it down and stop a breach, but the shuttle's impulse drive is shot. I hate giving up, but we just don't have the parts we need to make it work. So this is kind of like a similar situation like what Kirk encountered with that, what's his face, that augment, or that Khan when he ran it, when he found Khan. Because it kind of looks like it's like a similar style place to put him on ice. Okay, where are we going? Okay, we gotta go in there. Okay. kind of odd that Nakul thing actually works for my character on my. I'm not the one that has it, but Satra is, and so when she activates it, it actually activates it for me. Another log. Chief Engineer log, July 9th, 1571. Oh, well, she managed a year. It's decided. Most of us are going into cryosleep. Those who stay awake, well, there's the rub. Going to live on a remote part of the planet below is likely, despite the Prime Directive issues. Staying here isn't viable when the supplies are going and the remaining power is in the stasis pods. Anyone left is a goner. The station will be their tomb. Okay, I got all the I read all the logs. Well, that kind of freaked me out, the knocking noise. Bring up auxiliary power. Auxiliary power is coming up now, activating a low-level scattering field that will prevent the Nausicaans from beaming over reinforcements. Excellent. Anything else? Found one last entry in there, Admiral. Afraid the rest of the computer's memory is heavily corrupted. Chief Engineer's log, July 26, 1571. Most of us went into stasis this morning. There weren't enough pods for everyone. 3 of us had to stay awake. We drew lots, and Tavon, Sheridan, and I were the lucky winners. So they're the 3 that went down to the surface. Since we're out of options, we've decided to go native and live out our lives on Draconis 3. Hopefully our records will one day be found, and the people of Station K-13 will be remembered. Rule Acquisition 431, when shooting starts, let the mercenaries handle it. Yeah, see, there's even audio for this part too. I don't know why the audio is not working. I will lead you back on the ship right away. Ladron and his Nausicaan allies are moving to intercept us and the Concordium. Alright, let's get out of here. Oop, a little tearing on the screen there. I saw some space. Alright, from one cooking pot to the next. I see you took out the Nausicaans on my station. I'll just add their feast to your tab, Admiral. I do hope you're good for it, otherwise I might have to take possession of that pretty ship of yours. Come to think of it, I'd be taking your ship anyway. Whether you're alive or on it when I do is up to you. You're welcome to try, Dai'Mon. I don't think you'll like the results. That was quite an adventure. I knew Madron was greedy and treacherous, but I never thought he was willing to kill to get what he wants. In spite of that, I feel like we've learned so much out here, and for the better. It's often like this, Captain. Dangerous, but also filled with discovery. Indeed, I'd say that our first flight was a success. Now we need to share our discoveries with everyone back home. Hope today's events will convince my people of the continued need to explore and to be part of the galactic community. With luck, we'll do this again sometime, and soon. On behalf of the Lucari people, thank you. You're welcome. Not yet. Gotta clean some crap out of my inventory. Even though I really probably don't want whatever it is that it wants to pick up. Science kit module ain't gonna do me no good. I already swapped out the shields on that ship that I wanted to switch them out on. Okay, well, whatever it is, my ship doesn't want to pick it up. Alright, well, let's depart then. Alright, well, that is that. I hope you guys enjoyed. Alright, Echoes of Light. It seems our Lucari friends are fast learners when it comes to space exploration. I will be following their progress with great interest. News of the Zenkethi protomatter weapon is most troubling, however. I do not relish the idea of a hostile species with the ability to render a planet devoid of life in a moment. We must know more of this, and soon. It is curious that the Zenkethi did not use their weapon upon the Federation, given their history. Perhaps this was but a test of the weapon, the first step on the path to war. Yes, it's all Zenkethi. This is all Nausicaan equipment. But there's not really anything in here that I want. I mean, I'll take the hand weapon, but that's about all I'm going to take. But I'll probably never use it. Alright, well, that is that. I hope you guys enjoyed. Till next time, please like, comment, subscribe if you wish. Later.